Hey guys, Hannah here from Reality Awareness. It's reading time. Well, I've got a few different decks here, but I really love this. I was going to put this on my story and then I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go live and actually do some readings. Have you guys seen these cards? So beautiful. I did a reading for one of my clients yesterday and oh my goodness, I was like, I have to put these on my story. And I'm like, actually, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live instead. So let me share this. You have to be live to receive a reading, of course. You guys know how I work this, right? All right, let me just share this and then I shall check the comments. Let me bring them up here as well. Bring this over. How are we feeling this morning, guys? Or this afternoon or this evening, wherever you are around the world. All right, let me bring this up. Here we go. All right. Share this, then I will be present with you guys. So those of you who are joining live, yes, I can see you guys saying yes. So yes, please, I'd love a reading, and then I will scroll through the comments. So how I work is I get you guys to say, yes, please, I'd love a reading. And then I scroll through the comments and I intuitively pick a person, one person at a time, obviously. Sometimes it's actually a couple of people at a time. Power out. A hurricane just hit. Whereabouts are you? That'd be so scary. We had storms come through last night, not a hurricane, but tropical Queensland storms. Okay. Awesome. So that's done. Let me bring up this. Hi, Amanda. Jackie's needing help. What are you needing help with in Louisiana? Hi, Samantha from the UK. All right, so bringing me these comments and I'm be right there. Awesome. Okay. Okay, so let me check these comments. Okay, is Amanda still here? Amanda Carapidis? I don't know how to say your last name properly. I know there's a couple of Amandas, but Amanda Carapidis Hill jumped out of me, and there's two Amanda Hills on here, but Amanda Carapidis. I don't know how to pronounce her name properly. That's so bad. I should do. But names is not my strong point at all. Energy, right there. Can read that like the back of my hand. Okay, so this one is for Amanda, but I'm just going to check she's still live because you guys have to be live to receive reading. Hi, Sandra from the sunny coast. I'm on the sunny coast too. Hi, Natalie. First time catching me live. Awesome. Hi, Lisa. All right, so just checking if Amanda's here. All right, got a few people starting to come through already. So it's so interesting because I said Amanda Carapidis. No, that's you, Amanda. Yes, awesome. I don't know how to say your last name. Amanda K. And then so Amanda Hill and Natalie Kerr pulled this card. I'm like getting this message for you guys, right? So I'm going to read that in a moment. Hi, Brooks. First time. Brooks is the first time too. But Amanda, this is this one. Interesting. Deep dark Scorpio. Is this new moon in Scorpio? New moon in Scorpio. So Amanda Carapidis Hill. Yes, this one is for you. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. And I feel like this is a new portal. I know that you shared something privately with me, so I do know a bit about what you're going through. So when we look at Scorpio, it is one of the deepest, darkest, blackest, like, portals in a way, right? And so And I feel like the Scorpio, so a scorpion animal totem from, like in, what's his name, Stephen Farmer's animal book, he says, you know, like passion in a relationship's gonna fire up and, you know, like be really passionate and everything. For me, a scorpion, when a scorpion shows up, the animal totem, it's like somebody's whipping you or you're about to get stung. Like, you know how the scorpion, you know, got the stinger thing. It's like, watch out, because there's that sort of jealousy sting around you. And I know too, from what you've told me, that that's going on a little bit, not necessarily directed at you, but that's like, there's that energy around. So I feel like, you know, work through your fears. I feel like this is like a deep dive into what your, you know, it feels like this is a time for you to face all the things that you've put off. Yeah, and when we look at the bottom card of the deck, luck is on your side, also new moon in Sagittarius, so all these new cycles beginning, and luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius, like this is like directing the arrow, like as I said, like yes, there's all these people with that sting around you, but this luck is on your side. If you keep your focus and just do you, like you're gonna hit your mark basically, right? But I do feel like the work your fears, it's like this is a time, like it's almost like you're being forced to face what you've been putting off, is the sense that I'm getting for you. But there is good energy around you, not necessarily these people around you, but if you just continue to do you and keep your focus on you, that's going to enable you to hit your mark. You know what I mean? Like the arrow. I know it's Sagittarius, but it is that freedom too. Sagittarius is all about freedom. Yeah. All right. So this one, when I'd said Amanda Hill and Natalie Kerr, I think it was somewhere here. I think Natalie said it was first time. So yeah, you jumped out and so did Amanda Hill. So I know there's two Amandas. I know it's really confusing. So Amanda Carapace of this one said, Carapace, yes, spot on. Thank you. Goosebumps. Yes. Awesome. Hi, Tim. Okay, so the other Amanda, so Amanda Hill and Natalie Kerr, like I said, this was for both of you. So let's see what this is. So the 6 of Gabrielle, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. Now, when I pulled this card out, this one was hanging out of the deck too, and there's another one still hanging out. Look, they're both Gabrielle. Let me just see what this one is too. Oh, and Divine Guidance, Archangel Sandalphon. So this one, congratulations, it's time to move on to the new project, the next project. Gabrielle is deeply connected to Sacral Chakra and the womb. So really nurturing, like gestating our projects, gestating, you know, we birth baby in that 9-10 months and we gestate in the womb. Now, it's interesting, right? So this one, time to move, you know, job well done, time to move on to the next project. This one though, 5 of Gabrielle, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. I feel like, and I keep hearing the message like this storm will pass. Weather the storm, it will pass. Like that feels a really strong message there. And it's interesting because Divine Guidance, Archangel Sandalphon, is the intuition, deeply connected to sound, to music, hearing, you know, how we get songs stuck in our head, like that's Archangel Sandalphon, connecting with the words and the lyrics in the music of like what, you know, that is. You know, like what the message is there for you. And this card in particular says, the search for meaning in life, consider an alternative approach, surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So this withdrawal from the drama is very interesting because this is like, you've done a wonderful job, you know, move on to the next project. And the sense that I'm getting for you is like, you had been doing really well, and then all of a sudden, like, and I am, you know, hearing like Corona stuff with you guys. You know, all the lockdown happened February, March this year, and I feel like everything was going well, and then that happened. But I also feel that there's people around you, both, that are creating the drama, and I'm really hearing like, don't get caught up in it. I think that's what it says. Like, withdraw from the drama of others. Like, it feels like at this point, there is nothing you can say or do that will change what they're thinking, the way they're behaving, like nothing. Even if you're trying to help or be positive, it's just step back. Like, it's just like, just step back and just put this bubble of protection around yourself and just do your own thing. Just move on to the next project, right? In a sense of like, yeah, be there for people, of course, right? But I feel like don't exhaust yourself with it, because it's kind of out of your jurisdiction. It's out of your hands. There's nothing you can do to do anything like that at the moment. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just step back, right? So Amanda Hill says, yes, I left my job to start full-time for my intuitive business during the shutdown. So interesting, yeah? So time to move on to the next project. So I'm curious for you, Natalie. And a challenge you can resolve. So withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. And then Archangel Sandalphon, following that divine guidance, right? So so as I pull the cards out, there's still one hanging out, and it's Solutions, Archangel Zadkiel, which is all about the flow. Yeah, Archangel Zadkiel is like the figure 8 energy flow and all about the flow. So Archangel Jeremiel has also come up, which is the third eye chakra, and seeing the truth, and it's new beginnings. So starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. So Natalie says she's moving house at the moment. Okay, yeah, so Natalie says, wow, so spot on. Oh my God, and I have decided to step back and wait. Yeah, it's so interesting. I'm like, this is for both of you. It's so interesting when I get messages from 2 people at once. So keep trusting, yeah, the divine guidance. And it's interesting, out of all these cards in all the deck, you've got the Gabrielle, the orange, and also the purple. And there's other colors, like there's green and blue and stuff in here. So the purple is the crown, the ideas, the thoughts. The Sacral Chakra is where we gestate, give birth, nourishment as well. So again, withdraw from those people and withdraw from the chaos, the storm will pass. So it makes sense that you're moving house. And then also for you, Amanda, about you know, trusting your guidance and continuing moving forward. And unless you've got a huge like team behind you, it can be a tricky road at times, and we can be doubting ourselves and, you know, all sorts of things. So keep going, because the solutions are at hand with Archangel Zadkiel. It's like, follow the flow, find the flow, stick with the flow. It says success that comes from objective compromise, self-control, and patience. Forgiving and healing energy. And then with the new beginnings, like that makes sense with moving house as well, Natalie, but also like, you know, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And that's where I feel like, you know, how I said, Dawn, you can't go in there, honey. You know how I said, like, withdraw from the drama of others. This is like a forgiving and compassionate review of the past, in a sense of like, it's almost like, as I said, like the storm will pass, like step back, because it is nothing you can do right now. Just keep doing your thing, just move on to the next project, right? So Amanda says, yes, tricky and second guessing sometimes. Yeah, definitely is that. So, but don't stress about that, because this card in the placement, I guess, yeah, the 5 cards, is in what you're hoping for and what you're scared of. So you're trusting your divine guidance, but you're also scared of it. You're like, okay, is it going to work? Oh, I know I have to do this, but like it's both, right? We always have a fear when we want to do something, but it's also the right thing we need to do too. So keep going, because the overall final outcome is new beginnings, new cycles, and then the solutions is always, the solution's always there. We just got to step back into the flow. Yeah. All right. So, yep, you're so welcome, Natalie and Amanda. You're so very welcome. All right, guys. So, I know there's a few people on. If we can just have a new round of yeses. So, if you can just say yes, please. I'd like a reading, Hannah, even if you've commented before. Now, because what happens, how I do these readings is that I obviously pick people, I read. A lot of people are saying, can I have a reading? But I kind of go past those comments. Because the other reason is you have to be live to receive a reading. So if you can just type in, yes, please, can I have a Hannah, please? Can I please have a reading? And then I used to scroll through and intuitively pick who that is through the names there. All right, so whoever this one is for, Archangel Raziel, is the bottom card. Dawn, come here, honey. I know. She wants to go into my daughter's room, but my daughter's still asleep and the rats are in there too. Sometimes she wants to snuggle with my daughter and sometimes she wants to go and say hi to the rats at the cage. Dawn. She's going in the box. She's all depressed now. Can't see her human. Okay. All right, thanks for putting in these. You're so welcome, Amanda. Putting in these names of putting in your yeses, I mean. Okay. So let me have a look there. All right, so Brittany, I did see two. I'm reading two people at the same time. So Brittany and Samantha. So Brittany Zimmerman and Samantha and Wade. So I'll just read and see what messages come through individually. So this is the first one, Change Your Life. Again, all purple out of this deck. So lots of crown chakra today, lots of new ideas, lots of new beginnings, lots of new starts, but also lots of new energy wanting to come in, and are you letting yourself receive that? So this card was actually upside down in the card pool that I pulled. So Archangel Chamuel actually is the life purpose archangel, and Change Your Life is the card upside down. That much of upside down. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Now, what I want to ask you is, are you actually allowing yourself to take that freedom? Yeah? Are you allowing yourself to have it? Because it was upside down. There's a block around it. And it's interesting, right? So are you letting yourself take that freedom? The wheel is Archangel Jeremiel. Archangel Jeremiel, third eye. Relationship, seeing the truth. Again, purple crown, change your life, but are you letting it? And that's interesting. I just said before, like, are you actually letting it in? Are you actually letting yourself have that freedom, that new energy, that new frequency, the new ideas, right? And so the wheel, Archangel Chamuel, this is all about new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. Have you taken that direction? Did you say yes to that opportunity? Did you act on that intuitive guidance? The third one is the moon, Archangel Haniel. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. Now, this is really interesting because like the moon, the full moon, and I feel like coming up, so the full moon's in like 2 days. I feel like you're going to have more and more revelations, but I feel like you have been getting a lot of downloads, a lot of ideas. But again, are you implementing them? Are you putting them into action? Yeah. Are you actually allowing these new cycles to give birth, or are you scared to make the changes that your intuition is guiding you to do, that the ideas are coming in, you're like, yeah, but you don't actually act on them? Yeah, and I'm curious about that for you because it's interesting with Archangel Raziel as well coming up on the bottom card of the deck. You can manifest the life you want. You will need, what you need will magically appear, successful beginnings. And this is where it's so important. I always say, do what you can with what you have and take the next step. Take the next step because what you need will magically appear. Doesn't say beforehand, doesn't say, here's all the stuff, now go do it. It's like, no, you go do it and then what you need will magically appear, right? So this is really important, and Raziel is the manifestation archangel, is the, some people say he's Merlin. He is the archangel of manifestation, of transformation, of turning the base metal into gold. Hence, taking the next step, doing what you can with what you have. So to unblock your life, right, you just need to take the first step. You don't need to know the whole staircase. And I know that's like a slogan saying thing, but it's like the truth. You know how I got where I am today? I took the next step with what I had. Yeah? And sometimes I took the next step with not even having what I had, and then it showed up. And that's pretty much like 90% of the time, right? When you walk in that level of faith, that's when the manifestation appears. But you have to be walking first for it to appear. Yeah? You have to be taking the steps. Yeah? I do feel like things are starting to like move forward again. You're like, okay, starting to, but it almost feels like the wheel gets cold. So, you know, like this water wheel thing. It's like, yep. And then you just like, you come to a standstill, and it's almost like you're choking. It's like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, and do you know what it is? I feel like you're choking on somebody else's words. I feel like you have asked somebody else's opinion to change your life, and they're like telling them all your stuff. Like, they're telling you all their stuff and why you shouldn't. And so you're like, yeah. And then you're like the choking, the stuck is because their words, sorry, this camera's back to front. The words are putting a stuck spoke in the wheel. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just how it feels. Yeah. So what I would be recommending you doing is to work on the connection with your intuition and trust that the messages you're receiving, Crown, all purple cards, is your divine guidance, and you wouldn't be getting these messages if you didn't have the resources or the capacity to manifest the resources when you need them, right? What you need will magically appear, right? It's so important. And I feel like there's something in this book message here about this one. I love Archangel Raziel. Raziel is like my favorite archangel ever. Okay. So this is the actual message from Raziel, not actually what's in the book. I mean, not what the card says. So Raziel is a magical archangel who can guide you in conjuring up the life you dream of living. Did you hear that, guys? I'm going to say that again. Raziel is a magical archangel who can guide you in conjuring the life you dream of living. This wizard-like angel sits near the throne of God and is privy to all the holy secrets necessary to help you manifest wondrous and amazing opportunities for yourself. What wish are you trying to make come true? Ask Archangel Raziel for assistance when you need resources of any kind to facilitate what you are trying to create. So sometimes, and I know for the other lady that I just did the reading for, I think it was Amanda. I'm getting confused now. I think it was Amanda. Anyway, who has quit her job around Corona and started doing intuitive work full time, right? It takes work, but when we're doing the work, sometimes we forget to ask for help from these powerful beings. Yeah, they can sit there and they're waiting for us, but we actually have to ask for help too, right? And sometimes we think we are asking, but actually we're not. So if you get into the habit, as soon as you open your eyes in the morning before you get out of bed, Archangels of 100% light, please help me with every single aspect of my life today. I'm giving you permission to help me with everything. Thank you very much. Done. Easy. Sometimes we forget to ask because we actually need to say something like that. Yeah. So asking for all the support that you need. Oh, another important message here. Okay, with Archangel Raziel beside you, additional assistance in the form of guidance, supportive people, or a windfall of abundance will seem to magically appear. How about that? Because he's the magician. Anything is possible. However, so important, guys, to receive this help, you have to confidently take action. Confidently take action, meaning you just have to take bloody action. Serious, right? And this is the thing, focused action. This comes back to the other Amanda's card earlier in the reading. Keep focus and you will make your mark. Yeah, the Sagittarius is the arrow, the bow and arrow that flies to your freedom, but you have to be taking the focused action to make your mark. Yeah, if you're not taking the action, that bow's not going to pull back and let go. Is it? The arrow. Yeah? You can't just sit around and like, okay, I'm just waiting for it to happen. Like, my business, will it be successful? I don't know. Like, if you're not taking action every day, if you're not turning up and blogging and live streaming, if you're trying to build an online business, if you're not blogging and live streaming every single day, and if you're not journaling every single day about how busy your business is and how people will like message you to book in with you and how they love you and adore you and all those things, it's not going to work. Well, it might take 20 years, not 2. Yeah? If you are not turning up, how is your tribe going to find you? Yeah? You have to be taking dedicated, consistent action, and you will make your mark. Yeah? You will make your mark. So important, guys. So, if you're feeling blocked, don't listen to other people, choking on other people's words, and you might not even know or realize why you're stuck. But check in. Hang on a sec. Who was I just listening to in the past 24, 48 hours? Am I confused? Yeah, I am really confused what to do now. Do I lack motivation? Yeah. Who was I just talking to? Who have I had interactions with the past week? Go through and check online, in person, text messages, like who's in your field? Because if you're feeling stuck, or you go ahead and then you get stuck in the wheel, that's how it feels, right? Release their opinions, their words. Don't interact with them because they're choking you up and not allowing the flow to step forward so that you can work with these cycles of moon, like of the cycles of your life, of the cycles of your rhythm and your flow, coming back to the flow of these new beginnings that you're trying to create. The opportunity to improve your plans. Stop talking to those people. Yeah? Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Stop talking to those people. They don't know what your intuition is. Face your fears and grow stronger. Walk away from those people that are putting you down so that you can shine like the full moon and manifest your reality into physicality. Hey, that rhymes. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh, covered in goosebumps. All right. Cha-ching! I don't know why I did that. That's like the money sound, isn't it? That's what happens. If you're building business, it's usually so that you can be financially free to be able to fly into freedom and do what you want. If you're not turning up and trusting intuition and walking away from those people who are pulling you down and attacking you, it's not going to work. All right. Okay, so that was for Brittany and Samantha. You're so welcome. Hi guys, I'm seeing you all jump on live. You're so welcome, Samantha. Candace says this is great, very relevant. Richard says excellent timing. I was asking the question right before I came online with you, and I know the reading wasn't for me, but the also answer applies for me. Yeah, awesome. It's so amazing. Yes, yeah. So that was for you, Brittany, as well. Samantha says I'm starting my own business too. So good. Yeah. So Leanne says, help me understand why it hasn't worked out. Was it his intention to do it? Leanne, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but the thing that's coming to mind is, did you watch my live stream from yesterday? If you scroll down on my page, you can see it. It's called Energy Update, and it's about not tolerating the stuff anymore in a relationship. If you didn't watch that, please watch it, because I'm getting the intuitive message that that answer lays in that live stream for you. All right. Okay, so let's do another round. If you guys can put your yes, please, Hannah, I would love a reading into the comments there. So I've got a new space to intuitively tune in. You guys have to be live to receive a reading. Wow, Siri, I wasn't talking to you. That's so, it does that all the time. And then when I'm trying to talk to Siri, it's like she's not listening. I'm like, hello. It's kind of interesting. All right. So I'm just checking these comments. Alright, so I'll just give
Sorry, I missed that.
another moment.
Could you say it again, please?
I'm not talking to you, Siri.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay, let me tune in. Getting distracted on the phone. I thought somebody was here, but I think it's the neighbors. I am expecting somebody, and I was like, okay, the timing is going to be as soon as they get off the live stream. And I was like, no, it's wrong timing. Okay, so let me just check these comments here. Okay, Candace and Brooks TJ. Is that's your name? Okay, getting some of these ones out. Thanks for putting all your comments in, guys. I obviously won't be able to get to everybody. I used to, but then my business got so busy. See what happens when you keep going, guys? Success comes from not giving up. Success comes from consistency and not giving up. Okay, so Brooks and Candace, that's what I said there. Okay. I'm reading two people once these days. Okay, let's do this. Okay, and this one's jumping out at me too. Okay. Interesting. So the Work Through Your Fears card came up for Amanda at the start of this live stream. New moon in Scorpio. We're about to step into Scorpio, aren't we? Too. Very dark portal. However, it's not necessarily dark. It's deep. It's deep in the subconscious. Yeah, that's kind of dark in there, right? So the dark in the subconscious, the new moon in Scorpio, I feel like this is a new cycle, but it's really uncomfortable for you. Yeah, it's really, really uncomfortable. The first card that I pulled, Detached from Drama. Now, Candace, I know a bit about personal story. I know we've worked together recently. So this is like, do you need any more confirmation? I know you already know, right? And Brooke, for you as well, I feel like you need to detach from the drama, but you need to see the truth of actually what's going on. I feel like there's a part of you that's almost a little bit caught up in it. And it's like you're a bit caught up in it, so you can't actually see, you can't see the truth. Yeah. So this like, oops, sorry guys, the camera's back to front, so I'm like doing opposite here. So the sword, right, this sword of light, oh my goodness, the sword of light there, the sword of truth, yeah, even though it's not technically Archangel Michael, but the sword of light, sword of truth is like cutting through. And Brooke, for you, even for you too, Candace, I feel like you're in a web. You're in a bit of a web. And you know, in the other card, it's so interesting, and for the other people just before, it was Archangel Gabriel and Step Back from the Drama. Same sort of thing, right? But for you, Candace and Brooke, I feel like you're somewhat more entangled in the web. And that's why it's a little bit tricky to get out of, or a little bit tricky to see, or you see it, but you're in it, right? This entanglement of web. It's really strong. The answer? Yoga. So interesting. So Candace said, I just did a cord cutting ceremony with Archangel Michael like 5 minutes ago. Okay, on point. So that's perfect. So yoga. So move your body. Yeah. Sometimes when we're so in it and we kind of get, and this is so interesting, right? When we talk about an energy update of, remember last week, and I was talking about, so not yesterday, but last week in particular, and I was talking about the spiders and the webs, and they're like, there's something about that, right? And I talk about the webs with, you know, the different levels and layers of consciousness, and we're on these different webs of consciousness. And right now I feel like, you know, so the yoga, moving your body, whatever exercise that is, yoga is awesome because it does body, mind, soul, spirit all at the same time, right? and it connects them all, right? We go for a run, yeah, it's good, but yoga actually really like, it's a whole, almost a whole picture. It's hard to describe because so many different styles of yoga. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, move your body, move your body, because when we're stuck in the web, if you can imagine physically and literally, like you're stuck in a web, like you can't move, and there might be web across your eyes, so you can't really see, right? Yoga and or moving your body is the solution to you being able to step out of that web, physically and metaphorically, stepping out of that web, so you're just not getting pulled in all the time, you're not stuck in it. You'll be able to separate yourself from it. So, and I'm talking like daily exercise, yeah, not just like every couple of days, like move your body every day, like make it a high priority, like, you know, meditating and all that stuff, yeah, like move your body, yeah, an hour, good hour, in nature if possible, because that's going to also clear the air, clear the web. You know, the wind blows the cobwebs away, like literally, especially if it's windy wherever you are. The wind literally blows the webs out of your aura, literally blows the shit out of your aura. Yeah, so if it's really windy, it's so awesome to step outside no matter where you are, because, and just like let the wind blow everything away. Like who's had that feeling where it's very, you come back in after you've been out in the wind, even though it's sometimes a bit hectic, but you feel like cleaner, right? Literally blows the webs out, yeah? Multitasking skills, awesome. So take charge of this situation, right? Is, again, you doing the yoga, the exercise, and you're going to, it's like you don't have to come in with, you know, the sword and like tell them what to do. But by you stepping back out of that web is going to give you the ideas, the strength, the courage to just not even do that. This is very similar to the other stuff. It's just like, just step back from it for now. Just like nothing you can do. It's like the storm will pass. It's similar energies for this reading as well, right? And take charge of this situation by being able to, you know, come into, it's like coming into your power. Like when we really think of like Moses parting the sea, it's like, that's a lot of deep internal connection power to be able to wield the water like that. And when we think about it, the water, the emotions, so you're going to be able to, I'm just getting this spider off my page, actually. Just give me a second. I love spiders, but spiders got a different thing at the moment. So take charge of this situation. Yeah, so when you're able to step back, right, you're detaching, you're stepping back. And by stepping back, by the way, this is what I was saying before, is the Scorpio being able to face your fears. Like you stepping back enables you to face your fears. Like, and that's I feel like that's a reason why you haven't stepped back fully yet. Because it's scary. It's scary stepping out of that web that's all we've really known, right? Even though we know it's better out here, it's also scary because it's new and we don't really know what's going to happen, but we know it's right. Like, do you know what I mean? So the yoga enables you to step back, the exercise enables you to step back and have that emotional intelligence and being able to wield your emotions with the sword of truth, knowing when to say something, when to not say something, right? And so we're able to take charge of that situation. Now that I pulled 2 moon cards at the start for you guys, and check out what this one is. All the new moons. There's like, I have shuffled these decks, right? The new moon, a new start is coming. So hang in there. We are just about to hit the full moon, like I said, in 2 days. So just be mindful of that energy coming up at the moment too. A new start is coming. Like, look at the light. Oh my God, it's back to front again. The light, yeah? It's just like the lights at the end of the tunnel. Like you're just starting to like get these webs off your hands. Like you're kind of out of it, but your hands are still in a way is the sense there. And so the light is coming in, yeah? Yep. Candace says it is. The web has been there for quite a while. Yeah, and that's a thing, right? And this is why You know, I always say to people, like, don't remove the addiction, like, work on the things underneath of why the addiction's there in the first place, because of that very reason, that, you know, like, it wouldn't have to be there, you know, because we can try and leave or step away or whatever, but when that's all we've known, that's our, almost like our comfort, our safety blanket, our addiction, like, you know, addiction's got a bit of bad connotation, but it's a support mechanism, right, for how we've coped with life up until now, and learning this new way and stepping away from it is freaking scary. It's really scary because that's all we've known. So when you go through these processes of change or separation or anything like that, like, just be gentle on yourself, just be kind, and know that this is a lifelong change that you're making. Like, you know, like, you've been into something for your whole life, this is all you've known, and all of a sudden you're changing the entire web of not what's physically in front of you, but how you energetically are in the world of being with other people, if that makes sense. Yeah. How are we going for time? All right, gonna do another round. So if you guys can type in the comments, yes, Hannah, I would like a reading, and then I will intuitively scroll through that new lot of comments there. Hi Tammy, welcome. Juanita says, some spiders need to disappear, not the web to play in. Nah, I would just create a whole new web, because I wouldn't want to be tangled still in the old web energetically. That's just my personal point of view. You can create a whole new web that is not connected at all. Hi everyone, I'm seeing a lot of people join live. Sean says, I've just been caught up in a Facebook war defending myself. Wish I had seen you live, instead wasting my energy. Yeah. I wish you did too. Yeah. All right, let me have a look here. Okay. You're so welcome, Brooks. You're so welcome, Candace. Yeah. All right, so let me check here. Kim, I've seen Kim's comment. Kim says, thank you, I needed to hear that. It's a life change. Yeah, and which, by the way, so in the liquid crystals, the book's in my meditation room, in the liquid crystals, spider is the animal totem of zircon, so the crystal zircon. Spider is the animal totem. And zircon's healing message is life changes. You're going through massive life changes right now, yeah? So when spiders are around, be gentle with yourself, because you're going through a huge interlinking web that you're untangling from and trying to find your own web and your own, like, you're like, whoa, what's happening here? Okay, so I'm just gonna look at those again because it went straight to Kim's comment. I obviously had to say that. Okay, so Lisa Brooks and Christy Maya? I'm doing two people once. I kind of like this because then I can get more of you done. Yes. If you guys would like to book in for a private reading, of course you can do that. My schedule's actually pretty full for November already though. But if you book one of my 21-day shifter program or my reality shifter, I do psychic readings over WhatsApp as well on a program of support that I have too. So you can check out my website, realityawareness.com, and all the different ways that you can work with me as well. All right, so Christy and Lisa. Okay. Oh, I didn't shuffle those ones, did I? But it's a message. Okay, so it's interesting. So the children's card has come up, children, and spiritual growth. I know I'm pulling from different decks here. I kind of like it. And this is interesting as well because we just had this one before, Archangel Sandalphon. Okay, so whenever the children card comes up, of course, could be inner child. Of course, it could be your own children. Of course, it can be a child around you that is like your own child. I was tuning in for more messages first. So the spiritual growth and this one. And then this one is what we'd said before too. They're kind of getting the message, the direction's been a bit lost, right? For both of you. In a sense of like, you're like, yeah, this way, but I don't know. Really? This way? Okay, yes, but I'm not like getting the signs here. I'm not getting the, yeah, come on. Like, what's happening? It's like, yeah, but it's kind of a bit of that stuck feeling. Similar to the wheel message before. It's interesting the way that I pull these cards, right? Pull them up like this. Because the children's card, oh my goodness, sorry, I'm back to front. Not good with back to front. So the children card, spiritual growth, and then divine guidance. Yeah? This, I feel like, is inner child for you guys, for both of you. Okay? Chrissy, I'm not sure if you're trying to have a child or want a child. I feel like there's a little bit of that going on there for you. However, the direction piece, I thought that's what I was supposed to be doing, but now I'm not sure. But I keep getting the messages, but then I'm also not getting the signs. And I don't feel supported, but I know I have to do this, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm not meant to. It's like round in circles, yeah? This inner child is like, you know, when we're an inner child, or a child, we're an inner child. And I'm talking inner child, yeah? So you're an adult, and then you've got an inner child. And then you have a spiritual awakening, and you go through a spiritual growth portal. Yeah, and you technically grow up a bit, or you have an awakening, yeah? So inner child, and then you have this spiritual awakening, and then you're listening to your intuition. Yeah, divine guidance, you're listening to your intuition. Oh yeah, you've got 3 children, okay, yeah, okay, but the inner child, yeah? And so your inner child is kind of like how you know life, right? And this is interesting, we're talking about the webs and the patterns just before, because when we grow up as an adult, unless we have done inner personal development work in any way, shape, which form, which way, shape or form, you know that saying I'm trying to say, unless we have done personal development in our somewhat adult life, when we grow up as a child in life and then we become an adult, we play out and we are still those child patterns from our high school, from our family. Maybe there's a message about high school here for you guys. So when we grow up and we're an adult and we're doing adult life, unless we've done that personal development work, we are playing out our childhood patterns in our adult relationships. Because that's all we know. That's just what we've learned. That's just how life is. Like, that's the reality. And that's the web, the energetic web that we know. Like, and we fit into that. Like, that's just what it is, right? And that's why, just going back to the other reading as well, like just the one before, why when we step away, we're like leaving this web of all we've ever known. And that's why it's so damn scary. Because energetically, this feels safe, normal, that's all it is. So when we're breaking away from that, everyone feels this as well. And they're like, no, come back in whatever way, shape or form. And that's why we're like, yeah, and we go back. And we're like, yeah, but my intuition, but what do I do? Right? So when we're aware of that and we've had a spiritual awakening and we do whatever spiritual work we do, we kind of come into this different reality of listening to our intuition rather than playing out these childhood patterns. Now that can cause confusion and hardship and am I doing the right thing? And I don't know anymore, but I know, and I keep getting like the messages, but then I'm not sure. And I don't know, what about those, like, you know, like subconsciously the inner child's going, but this is familiar, this is home, or this is Like, but we're like, no, but we need to take this action and move forward with our guidance. And we're like, so we're stepping into a whole new web when we do this, right? We're listening to our guidance rather than playing out the childhood web pattern that's just reality. And that's why people like us, when we do step away, that's why people are like, you're crazy and blah, 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 right? Because they're in this web and they can't see this, but what we're living by is our own web of this. Well, that's what it is. We're literally living by our own web, and they literally can't see that because they're still here. That's not a judgment, that's just the energetic understanding of what's happening. Does that make sense? So, yes. So, Lisa says, I have a beautiful daughter as well. Beautiful, that makes sense. So, Lisa says, I'm always on the move, like my upbringing. I can't make up my mind. Okay, let me speak to that. Christy says, yes, breaking away from old patterns back and forward. Yeah, exactly. And Lisa says, always second guessing myself. Okay, let me get to that too. Okay. You're so welcome, Miranda. Yeah, thank you. I feel touched hearing that. So Lisa says, makes sense. Okay. Now, the reason, so Lisa, when you said I'm always on the move, like my upbringing, I can't make up my mind. So, and this is where confusion can come in, because subconsciously and automatically, that's what we're doing. Yeah? It's always on the move, just like my upbringing. It's like, yeah, this is subconsciously, automatically playing out. Yeah? So, when, you know, and then you said to Lisa, always second guessing myself. So again, that's exactly what's happening there, right? This is subconsciously, automatically done. You know, that's what it is. Because, you know, I think the percentages have changed, but it's like 90% subconscious, 10% conscious. Some people say it's 70-30 now, whatever. But it's still a big chunk of subconscious. And unless we've actually done the work to rewrite those specific patterns, and what's underneath them, and all the fears, and maybe that stems into past life or whatever, that automatically plays out. Now, the confusion, or when you say, I'm always second guessing myself, right? That comes in because you're listening to your guidance and you're like, yeah, doing this, but then this 70% or this 90% will kick in. And that's where the confusion comes in, because this like overrides the 10%, so to speak. Yeah, it's a big chunk of difference of percentage. And that's why the constant evolution and personal development and the specific processes that unlock the subconscious patterns around the family systems is how you can live this without the guilt. Now, I did the guilt thing yesterday. It was in yesterday's live stream, wasn't it? Where I was like, pulled the two cards to confirm what we're talking about on the live stream, and it was the freedom card and the guilt card. And I was like, when we move forward, we feel like we know we have to, but guilt will come up. We have to feel the guilt and do it anyway. Yeah. So Lisa says, so spot on. Yeah. So Kim says, I'm so done with the web. I needed to hear that. Yeah. So interesting, guys. You know, like if I don't specifically read for you, it's for you as well, right? So yeah, if you can stay open enough to hear the messages. So Christy says, totally makes sense as I'm putting in new boundaries and it's new and scary. Yes, yes. Miranda says, everything you say is spot on. Yeah, awesome. So lovely. I can support more people than just one or two. Okay, so what was I going to say there? Okay, so Christy, when you said something, I'm breaking away from old patterns backwards and forwards. It's the same sort of thing there with what I said to Lisa. The reason we go back is number one, guilt, like I said in yesterday's live stream. And acting out of guilt, we always feel again, because number one, we've gone against our intuitive guidance, yeah? And then we're like, you know, back in here, and that's why we kind of moved away from it in the first place. And we don't have to like leave, but energetically, we feel better when we're not the puzzle piece in there, yeah? So I thought that was something else I was going to say. Oh, so Christy, when you said, as I'm putting in new boundaries and it's new and scary, where the scary part comes from, or where that fear is coming from, is this little girl inside. And that's why inner child work, consistent inner child work, not just once or twice, but once a week, forever, or, you know, like consistent inner child work helps to, like she's the one that's scared, if that makes sense, because she's the one that is like releasing from the family system, from the patterns, from everything you've ever known, you know what I mean? And so when you can support her, it's easier. I don't know if it's easier to step away, but it helps us to not act out of the guilt again, if that makes sense. So I'd be definitely working with inner child. I think you might have my inner child meditation. So you can get it from my website as well. And if you do purchase the inner child from my website, there's like 3 or 4 or 5 training videos in there, and they're really in depth, they're really long, how to use the inner child, how to get the best out of it. Like, it's not just like listen to a meditation, like it's a specific process. So if for whatever reason you can't work one-on-one with me, go and get that, and definitely watch those videos, because if you just get the meditation, you're kind of missing out on so much there. So much there. Kim says my crown chakra is tingling. Yes, so when the crown, you know how they say like a halo, it's like when we're like listening and really receiving the information that we're hearing, expanding our new realities, expanding our mind, like letting in that new consciousness, which is what happens when we open the crown. You will, yeah, feel that. So it's awesome that you can feel that highly clairsentient feeling that. All right, so Lisa says, do you have a tip when we feel I'm slipping back into the child to stay away? Oh, I answered that just then. yeah, definitely consistent inner child work. But yeah, and in those videos, like definitely take the time to watch them. I don't think they're too long, maybe one's 20 minutes. Oh, I really don't remember. Most of my videos can be quite long, but they're full of gold, and you can multitask listening, right? Doing the dishes or what have you. Hanging the washing out. You can multitask listening to these long ones, because there's always gold, and I always seem to like come full circle in what I share or whatever. I don't know. So Christy says, yes, I will get back to the inner child work. Thank you. I forgot about this. Thanks for shining the light. Yeah, you're so welcome, guys. Awesome. All right. Transcendence, we start tomorrow. So if you're really wanting to step away and unplug from those webs, and this isn't just family unplugging, this is a whole like dark grid on the planet, and going like beyond that, because as we move into December 21st, 2020, there is a super high frequency portal. A lot of people are feeling it already right now. A lot of people are really like feeling the pull, or like all of a sudden doors are shut in their face, and it's just like, whoa, hang on a second, like what's going on here? Or you're feeling weird or just strange. Like the energetic, like the separation of the planets, or what they, you know, say it's like splitting in two. Like it's like people will leave your life, or you will leave your life, or you will leave your life. You will leave their life, right? It's like a definite ending happening right now. And remember, the full moon is coming up in 2 days. It's Halloween. It's a dark portal of energy. And then we're dropping into the Scorpio. The Scorpio. The Scorpio, yeah. It's interesting, this card's come up a few times. New moon in Scorpio. And I did pull this card for you girls as well, for Christy and Lisa. It was the same one. Luck is on your side. New moon in Scorpio. That's this one. How interesting, guys. We're going into this dark portal, and this is what it's about. Yeah, it's about being able to shine the light, unplug in the deepest, darkest crevices of your subconscious to be able to shine the light all the way in there, right? So the luck is on your side. Again, this strong message. Stay focused. There is a lot of dark stuff on the planet at the moment trying to get your attention, pull you into rabbit holes, whatever, right? Stay focused, and you will make your mark. And transcendence helps you do that rapidly. Plus, transcendence is also enabling you to ground in for June, July next year. Yes, we're working over this 9-month birthing portal of time. Some big things are coming. Are you coming? All right, link is in the title of this live stream. You can also find it on my page. You can find it on my website. I shall see you guys in there tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Sending you so much love. Remember, if you think this live stream can help somebody, please send it in a private message to them. Please tag their name in the comments. Share it on your page. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. I shall see you guys soon. Mwah! Love you.